Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are in Katha Upanishad and we are looking at verse, we concluded looking at verse 7. We have to start with verse 8. But what did verse 7 say? Shavanayapi bahubhiryo na labhyaha shunvantopi bahavo yam na vidyuhu ascharyo vakta kushalosya labdhaha charyognya Acharya Jnata Kushalanushishtha. So it talked about that even by the many it is not known what this truth, by whom who have listened and listen to what? Listen to the Atma Jnana. And indeed, it is a wonder that there is a qualified teacher who is able to teach it, and there is a qualified student who is able to understand it. It is a wonderful indeed. And we went into the explanation of it, and we told, see, you might be thinking that it is such a rare thing, there is a rare teacher, there is a rare student, we don't fall into that category, and so there is no hope for us, so let's give it up, just waste of time, because mind cannot know it, words cannot reveal it, teacher cannot teach it, I as a student, disciple cannot understand it. So it's a defeatist attitude a person may have. But understand, among the many who are understanding, you are one of them. How many are listening here? Hardly a few. At present, 13, 14 people. So many people, you are here, some understanding is taking place. So for it to click, sir, we have been listening to it for last I don't know how many lectures, we have heard other Upanishads also and other scriptures also, but it has not clicked. But has understanding taken place? Yes. Then why is it not taking place? Because you are not fit yet. Just wishing will not make it happen. We have to prepare. Only a fit student is qualified to know the Atma Jnana. See? That Atma Jnana is ever present. It's ever revealing. But we are possessed, as if, like people are possessed with ghosts. Bhoot lag jata hai na. So we are possessed with individuality. That teriki. We are possessed with being a husband or a wife. We are possessed with being a parent. We are possessed by the reality of this waking world only. even though we have heard it 100 times that it is equal to dream. No reality to it at all. But we are possessed. What to do? So what is a fit? Who is a fit student? Who has depossessed? How is depossession possible? By focusing on the Atma Jnana. How? Through satsang. Satsang with whom? You listen to anyone. You be ready. If directly proportional to your readiness and availability, the teacher will appear in front of you. Directly proportional. Because in the end, the buck stops with the student. In Keno Upanishad we saw the teacher said, I cannot teach it. It is your problem to understand. You make yourself fit. This is how my teacher taught me and I caught it. Now I am teaching you, it's your problem. You catch it. Because there is no straight answer for it. And that is why we keep studying scriptures after scriptures, because which idea, which angle of approach, is it Ram Gita, is it Lakshman Gita, is it Bhagavatam, is it Yoga Sutra, is it Amrit Anubhav, is it Upanishad, is it Bhagavad Gita? You are expanding your scope by looking at the truth from all possible angles. You are trying initially only understanding. You are understanding it from all. By grace, one day it will click. Which one? We don't know. Till then, lage raho manna bhai. Keep going. Keep walking the path. Not with a bottle, spiritual bottle in a hand, like Johnny Walker. No. Hey, keep walking the path of sadhana. Keep walking the path of subjective approach. Keep walking the path of being available to yourself as you are, while listening, while talking, while functioning in life. That is the preparation required. You see, Arjuna, what did he do? He only listened. Did he do any sadhana? None. He did not do dhyan, he did not do karma yoga there. He is just, oh, poor me, please help me. I don't know what is right, what is wrong, help me. Krishna telling him. Did he do any karma? Did he do any dhyan? Did he do any bhakti? Did you see him sitting there doing japa? No, all he did was understand what Krishna was communicating to him. How did he understand it? Subjectively. And when you are subjectively understanding it, yes, initially your understanding of subject is body. Okay, body. What will you do as a body? You will do yoga. You will not be attracted to this knowledge. If your understanding of your subjective self is without breath I cannot live, then you will do pranayam. You will try to slow down the breath so you can live longer. If your understanding of subjective self is mind or intellect, then as mind you will do devotion, as intellect you will do follow the jnana. You will automatically be attracted to it. You will be automatically attracted to contemplation, to such satsangs. A person who is body identified, he will not be able to understand this. Yoga, 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 yoga. How many people go to yoga? Hundreds. How many people come to Upanishad satsang? Handful of them. How many people go to japa sadhana? Less than yoga. Because we are not qualified to think. And that is the problem. We think we are thinking about the world, we are thinking about the family, we are thinking about our possessions, we are thinking about past, we are thinking about impending death, we are thinking about blah blah blah, and we think we are a thinking person. Stupid. That is not a thinking person. Some of you may have Swamiji's book, Either Think or Worry. Thinking is an art. That thought which makes you give up the world and takes you towards the self, that is thinking. And that thought which makes you forget the self and takes you towards the world, that is chinta, that is worry. In these 2 points, he has written a small booklet. He has given a lecture, 3 lectures. Okay. So where is our mind going all the time? Okay. So only he who is integrated, who is synchronized within himself, who is understanding. Forget about realization, only such a person can get a glimpse of that reality, can get into Savikalpa Samadhi. That is the glimpse. Gap between the two thought is the glimpse. So otherwise we are just cluttering our mind with unwanted information, and with after having lived your whole day interacting with that unwanted information, then we come to a satsang and we start listening to this. I think it was a very hard day. Can I come late for the class, Swamiji? Can I come half an hour late? Why? Either he is eating food or he is taking a nap. Fire is not there to burn. See? I was listening to one master's life, and he had gone to Badrinath, and his master asked him, "Hey, what do you think of yourself with reference to me?" Answer would be disciple or a devotee. He said, "No, I am a dog." The student is saying, "I am a dog. I am always looking up at you, waiting for some crumbs to come from you. I'm a faithful dog. I'll go wherever you go. I'll walk on your footsteps." The teacher says, "But don't wag your tail too much." Huh? It's good to be the dog, but don't wag your tail too much. What is our? We keep our identity, our dignity, our pride, our ego intact and approach the spiritual truth. That's our shortcoming. This has to melt away. See, this whole world is divine. This whole world is divine. Do we have the vision to see the divinity in the world? No. Why? Where are we going wrong? We are taking the objects to be real and the existence behind the object to be secondary. That infinite, that God alone is expressing as the world. And that God, out of his compassion, I'm particularly using the word God, out of his compassion is presenting you two paths, Shreyas and Preyas, the path of the pleasurable and the path of the duty. Which one do you choose? He's giving you a choice. This choice is not available to animals. This choice is not available to birds. This choice is not available to reptiles. This choice is only available to the man. And as our Gurudev says, the animalistic man, for him this knowledge is kala akshar bhais barabar. It is just an unnecessary information. Yeah. Oh, chalo, yeah. What's next? When is next pizza coming? What party we are going? Which restaurant we are going? Which bar we are going? Which movie we are going? What clothes we are going to buy? Which trip we are going to make? For whom we have to buy presents? Which marriage we have to attend? Are you guys not tired of attending marriages? Or are you going there only out of, oh, they came to our marriage, so we have to go to their marriage? Who cares, man? Maximum what will happen? They will stop talking to you. So Bhagwan is presenting these two paths for us. It is his world. You are his. He knows. Out of compassion he is giving it to you. And if you are a person who is living like an animal, in Kali Yuga, majority are living like that only. They have lost all sense of humanity. Can't say good morning, can't say hello also. In the lift you are going up or in the train you are traveling, look at like this as if that person is a thief or a dacoit, or he's going to eat you up. No hello, no niceties. This is not being human. But unfortunately these times this is how it is. But a person who is man, not animal man, animal, man. Who is man? He who is a human, who has done his duties, who is performing his duties. Who is man animal? Man animal is he who follows his desires. Man follows his duties. Because this man has the discrimination, has to see beyond the norm. He says there is a possibility. You all are thinking, that's why you are here. You believe there is a possibility to expand our consciousness. There is a possibility to experience higher worlds. It is a possibility to go and attain various heavens. It is a possibility to realize in this lifetime. That's why you are here. Such a person was Arjuna. Such a person was Parikshit. And what did they do? They chose the life of duty over life of desires. And watch yourself. Watch your own life. We have lived a life of desire. The senses look at an object and fall for it. They can never come to know the spirit, the senses. They can only know what is in their field available to them. And the mind goes out because you have given importance to it. You have given value to it. See? Living at sensory level, we become unavailable to the spirit. Because living at sensory level will only look at the objects. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. And a person who succumbs to these five, very difficult for anyone, even God, to save that person. But the one who is available for transformation, available for reformatting, goes to a teacher, becomes available, prepares himself, does the hard yaka, understands. Parikshit and Arjun only understood, and they realized. Parikshit realized, he became, before the snake could come and bite him, he realized the truth. So the snake came and bit the body, which was not, there was nobody there to say, I have been bit. Transformation complete. Of whom? Parikshit, who was an individual, came to realize that he is the infinite one. After that, let the snake come, let the fire come, let the accident happen, who cares? Whatever has to happen to the body will happen. And anyway, from the absolute standpoint, body, as we understand our body to be, from absolute point, there is nothing called body. From the point of view of water, there is nothing called ocean or wave, individual or total. As if you, after waking up, you cry about your dream body. Have you ever cried about your dream body? Every day bloody new body comes and you, every day it dies. You never cry. Every day different family. You don't cry. Why this crying in the waking then? Understand. And keep doing your sadhana. Keep doing the japa. Because the closer we come to our essential nature, all the unnecessary, it will keep collapsing into each other and will lose its impact on us. I gave this example last week, if you remember. As we go higher into the sky, the differences on the earth, they merge into each other and you can't see anything individually. Neither the house, nor the cars, nor the people. Same way. Where are the differences? At the sensory level, at the world. The senses are available to the world. Once you go to the pranas, less impact of the world and the senses on you, on the subjective self. We go further, deeper inside, we melt into our own being, we come to the mind, even less. Now objects are not there, only the thought of the object is there. We go further, who is the knower of the object? The I. Oh, I am at the I. When we are focused on I, the idam is not available. Or idam is used only to focus on I. Who am I? Where am I? What am I? See? And when the I thought is also understood to be only an ephemeral phenomena, only a temporary phenomena, the moment that clicks, you know, I am not temporary, I am permanent, I have always been. There and then, it clicks. You have to negotiate through the traffic, the gross, the astral, the subtle, the causal traffic. All this is traffic. Are you a good driver? Does a good any driver complain, oh, traffic is, nobody is driving properly? Arey yaar, you got the license, you drive properly. Is the same way. People are not allowing me to do sadhana. Life is so busy that I am not able to sit for meditation. I am not able to come for satsang. I am not able to find excuses after excuses after excuses. And tell the same person, let's go for a movie. Yeah, let me see if I can make out some time. Very quickly he will find time. Don't blame the traffic of gross, astral, subtle, and causal. You learn to negotiate. The ability to negotiate comes with understanding. It doesn't come by banging your head against the wall. It doesn't come with stubbornness. See, these are all fine points which we need, which are necessary to be heard by us so that we can fix our sail, so that our ship of life can reach the correct destination. So you want to go to what you call South Africa, you will end up in Yemen and get pirated and then behind bars and complain, cry. So we have to, so just like when we are driving our car, we are continuously adjusting our steering wheel. Car doesn't begin from the point A to point B. It's not a straight line. You need to continuously negotiate the traffic, increase the speed, reduce the speed, use the brakes. The steering wheel has to be continuously. You cannot keep it only in one position. Our problem is this. We are stuck in one position. What is that position? I am a man, I am a woman, I am an individual, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a father. We have fixed the position. Once you accept that you are a fixed position, this is your identity, how can you negotiate? Very difficult. So is there a possibility while all these are there, I can negotiate through all these roles? Yes. Think of the higher. Go to the next level. And then look down. Alright, they are not there when I went deeper into myself. Where does the waking world go when you go to sleep? It doesn't disturb you. It's not available to you. Why? Because you are in the lap of bliss. In sleep we are talking about. Similarly, when we think of something subtler, something deeper, something finer, automatically that which is gross start losing its importance for us, start losing its impact on us. We start getting disentangled from it automatically. When you are thinking of the deep sleep, the entanglements of the waking state, they automatically leave you. You don't have to leave them. They leave you. Same thing happens in our sadhana. This is possible only for a man who does his duties. If he follows his desires to get these temporary pleasures, and he has the data that he has gone after so many desires, yet till today he has not become satisfied. Yet till today he has not become satisfied. Neither by his body he is satisfied. Every day it wants food, every day it has to go to a doctor. Something or the other keeps happening to the body. I thought my kids were growing very well. Once they grow up, he is the biggest Rakshasa now. I never known worse fellow like this. He is ungrateful. When he was small, he was so cute. He used to catch my finger and walk. He used to walk on my footsteps. When I used to walk, he used to walk on my footsteps. But now, he tells me what I have to do. Doesn't listen. It's not your story, it's everyone's story. It's everyone's story. Nothing in this world is permanent. Everything is changing. And we have that experience. Then why, if none of your desires has given you the permanent happiness, then why do you pursue it? Then why don't you seek something that has the possibility? Initially it is a thought, it is an idea, what? The self. But self is not a thought. Self is our nature. It is of the nature of bliss. Then why am I short selling myself to myself? By running after the objects of the world. Understand this. Once only you have to understand. Either you understand in this lecture best, then you don't have to repeat it. But for that, you have to be available. Otherwise, there will be many more satsang. Somewhere it will click. But for that urgency, for us to become fit, we have the urgency must be there in our heart. That enough of this, man, enough. No more living life of pleasures. No more prayers. No more sensory satisfaction. I want to be the spirit that I am. I want to be the original, not the imagined one. Take this approach, help yourself. And the fact that you are here listening to the satsang on Kathopanishad, you are one of the few, you are the rare one who is listening. Behind you there are millions who are ignorant. Now that should not go to your head, I am wise. No, we are also ignorant, but sattvically ignorant. At least we have come by God's grace to be open to these Upanishads. Little bit understanding is there. We are working towards our perfection. Millions of them, they are ready to start a third world war. Other one is fighting for this ocean is mine, this ocean is not yours. Another place, they are fighting between religions. Another place, they don't have any value for the woman. Another place, earthquakes and tsunamis are coming. Look at the world. It's so out of sync right now everywhere. And you are sitting in this tumultuous world for this 1.5 hours. Everything is breaking loose. And you are sitting here and listening to this satsang compared to those people who are cleaning their rifles and getting their bullets ready. You are rare. And the best teacher is he who is himself established in this knowledge as the self. He is the best teacher. On him the grace has been bestowed. See? And best is to listen to such a person. Because when you listen to such a person, we are on the way. But when we come across such a person, because we are qualified, meaning you can never come to know you are qualified. All we can do is keep working towards purification, keep understanding. And a teacher appears in front of you. And when the right teacher appears, it will be like fish to water. Straight away, it will click. When an imperfect teacher is there, you have to attend many satsangs. Or you are listening to satsangs because time pass हो रहा है. Time pass हो रहा है. Instead of watching serials and movies, you are listening to satsang. So Acharya is he. See, where is our attention? See, we get fascinated by whom? We get attracted by whom? Those who show extraordinary powers, we consider they are Mahatmas. Isn't it? That is the general rule. When we went to, you go to Haridwar and that fellow came even in Kumbh Mela when I went. Well, last 32 years he is standing on one leg. So wherever he goes, they put a jhula and put a stick and he puts his hand on top and one leg is up. Now he can't put the leg down also. Dystrophy ho gaya uspe. So blood flow has stopped. His disciple, another 28 years or 25 years, my Guru Maharaj has kept his leg up, I will put my hand up. Now he wants to bring it down to scratch his back, he can't do it. Blood doesn't go up. His hand is stuck there. Oh my God, great Mahatma. Someone who has grown long nails for last 20 years, he has been growing nails. What a great Mahatma. Another person has put himself under the ground for 14 days. What a great Mahatma. Why, bear also does it. For the entire winter he goes into hibernation. You don't call that bear a Mahatma. If some Mahatma reads your thoughts, great Mahatma. If some Mahatma touches you and your pain in the body goes away, great Mahatma. If that Mahatma, some yogi tells you something and it happens, oh, he is a Siddha Purusha. You have got the guts to validate the Mahatma. Your attention is only on the siddhis that he has and how he is expressing. But where understanding is coming, there is no siddhi, there is no power, there is only communication through words. Arjuna did not see anything magical. Parikshit did not see anything magical. Yes, Arjuna did see the Virat Purush in the 11th chapter because Krishna could show him. But in Upanishads, we are doing Upanishads, remember. In Upanishad, there are no miracles. Miracles happen only to the unripe one. They get obsessed with it, they pursue it, they show it off. Ramana Maharshi, never. Neem Karoli Baba, never. Ramakrishna Paramahans, never. But when you read his biography or his life, you see so many miracles because people have observed it. But for him, it's just being normal. But we get fascinated, we get carried away by someone who has not eaten for 10 years, someone who knows the Ramayana by heart completely. What's the point of knowing Ramayana completely? What it has to what it has got to do with knowing the self? It's only taking you away from the self. Understand, understand. If taking the mantra is taking you away from the self, drop it. Stop practice. Stop chanting the name. If mantra is going from Vaikari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, then pursue it. Otherwise, you are not qualified for it. Oh, I am not qualified for it, then what should I do? Watch the breath. Mantra is at the mind level. Watch the breath. That is so difficult. Then dig a pit in your backyard. After taking all the mud out from the pit, then fill it up again. Then again dig it. Then again fill it up. When you are exhausted, then you will be available for watching your breath. You will be exhausted. Go for a walk. Long walk. Come back exhausted. Then you are qualified. We copy. We are copycats. Watch other people. Here it's not about us. I'm talking about Guru Maharajas. So we keep going after where there is some miracle happening, some extraordinary thing happening. Isn't every word of Katha Upanishad an extraordinary communication that is coming to you? What bigger miracle you want? That you are being reminded that you are the infinite one. What bigger miracle you want? We are stupid because we have been pursuing the path of prayers. Time to change. Time to shift our attention. Now that we are in the Upanishadic class, don't live on a default setting. World, relation, possession, memories. The biggest challenge, when we have, whenever I go to someone's house, they take out that big album of their child's marriage or their children's. From childhood, they will show the photograph. मेरे को क्या लेना देना यार उससे? This is his mother-in-law. This is his mother-in-law's sister. How does it affect my life? Neither I know them. I am not interested in them. And the second is those who are addicted to music. Swamiji, she is learning the bhajan. Can she sing one for you? Phata baans, broken record, no rhythm in it, and they are singing for us. We are talking about elderly people, huh? That's our challenge. To negotiate through what traffic is coming towards us. So by this few words or so many words, what we want to impress is, if your attention is on yoga, you will get that type of teacher. If your attention is on Kriya Yoga, you will get that type of teacher in your life. If you are afraid of being looted, you will get a teacher who loots you. If your attention is on it is too confusing, then you will get a teacher who will keep confusing you. or not confusing you, who himself is confused. Yes, I should put it that way. Who himself is confused. We are our own best friend and we are our own worst enemy. What thoughts do you entertain in your mind? positive or negative, Shreyas or Preyas. So choose wisely, discriminate. And yes, even if a crook comes into our life, if we are integrated within, we will learn the lesson from that person. We will learn the lesson from that person. Because one who is integrated, he learns from every experience of life. And life is not a straight line. Different stimuli are coming in life. Once Gondavlekar Maharaj, someone told him that, hey, Maharaj ji, hum ja rahe hain on yatra, can you please stay in our house? He says, okay, I will stay in your house for 2-3 days. Yeah. The thief came to know that he is there. Quietly at night he entered. He took one big bed sheet and he put all in those days, the utensils were made out of brass and copper, and that was wealth. So he put all that into the bed sheet, tied it, and when he was picking it up, clang, 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 the sound came. Gondavlekar Maharaj got up. He asked, who's there? Oh, he didn't expect someone to be there. In the rush, he thought he will get caught. He left the whole bundle and ran. Gondavlekar Maharaj took the whole bundle and ran after him. And after some time, that fellow got tired. He says, why are you running after me? I did not steal anything. He says, you did not steal, but you were in need, and that's why you came to get this. And I saw you running without taking it, so I am running after you to give it. That thief became his disciple. Left thieving. See? Our mindset will determine what teacher comes into our life. You be qualified, a qualified teacher will come. Your attention is on the self. To that extent, the right teacher will come into your life. So with this is a little bit of a recap on the last verse that we did. Now we get into the eighth verse. Huh? 56, 57, 56, 58. So here he says, न नरेणावरेण प्रोक्त एष न नरेणावरेण प्रोक्त एष सुविज्ञेयो बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः सुविज्ञेयो बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः अनन्यप्रोक्ते गतिरत्र नास्ति अनन्यप्रोक्ते गतिरत्र नास्ति अणीयान्यतर्क्यमणुप्रमाणात् अणीयान्यतर्क्यम् अणुप्रमाणात्. Together, न नरेणावरेण प्रोक्त एष सुविज्ञेयो बहुधा चिन्त्यमानः अनन्यप्रोक्ते गतिरत्र नास्ति अणीयान्यतर्क्यम् अणुप्रमाणात्. He says, न नरेण आवरेण प्रोक्त एष. This suvigneyo bahudha chintyamanaha. We are unable to very well come to know the Atma because we are imagining it to be so many different things. Understand, when I told you that self alone is expressing as the whole creation, but we don't have the eye to see that. That self alone is all the Upanishads. That self alone is all the religions. That self alone is past, present, future. That self alone is waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. That self, there is nothing else but the self appearing as a great variety. Isn't it? And we are caught up in that imagination, in that projection, and we miss it. So those who have a common intelligence, those who are unable to peep deeper into themselves, those who are only at the matter of fact level. What is matter of fact? What I see is I believe. That is matter of fact. I don't know if there is last birth. I don't know if there is future birth. I can see this world. I can see the form. I can see a girl. I can see a boy. What I see, hear, touch, feel, taste, that I believe. This is sadha. This is normal person. Another way to put a normal person who is living at his own default settings. Get up in the morning. I want breakfast in bed. Muh kaun dhoega? It's a weekend. I don't have to wash my teeth, brush my teeth. Why? A cheat day. Breakfast in bed. And what will you do afterward? Then I will brush my teeth. Stupid. And many people having good habits back in their country, when they come here, they ape the Aussies and get into this bad habit. Eat food and then brush their teeth. Arey, you have to first brush your teeth, then eat the food. Why should I do it 2 times? Second time you don't have to brush. You can just, what you call? कुल्ले को क्या बोलते हैं? पानी, put water in your mouth. What is it called?
Rinse.
Rinse your mouth. Rinse your mouth. Because no common sense. Come into this country, learn all the wrong things and forget all the good things that you have lived your life for 20, 30 years in India or any country. Another example, Mandabuddhi. In India, you will take shower every morning, then your day begins. Here, they take shower at night and then their night begins. In the morning, get up, spray and walk out. You must have seen many people like that. I see many because so many come here. They become Aussie. Get the good things out of them. Learn good. There are many good things to learn from them. They remain fit. We are a blob. So here, when a undeveloped person, when an unpurified person, when a unintegrated person, when he is teaching this knowledge, the listener will not grasp it. Why? This fellow is still world oriented. Ashanas are still there, still attached. And na narena varena prokta esha, meaning that the truth, if you see in our scriptures, it is presented in myriad of ways, infinite number of ways. The truth is presented, and that is what our Sanatan Dharma is, that is what our Hinduism is. We know truth is one, but it appears as what? As various gods. And in those gods, every aspect of creation is taken to be divine. The snake, it is around the neck of Lord Shiva. Donkey, it is the vehicle of Shitala Devi. Tortoise, the Lord himself appeared as tortoise. Mountain, which is inert, the Lord himself appeared as Mandarachal mountain when the churning of the ocean took place. That infinite one alone appears as the god of waters, Varuna Devta. So every aspect of it, of this creation, is divinized. So it is. Everything is that divine alone. Just like the mother is also the woman, the daughter is also the woman, the wife is also the woman, the friend is also the woman. Woman is the common substratum. Everyone else is imagining you in a different way. Exactly the same way. The common substratum behind this whole creation is that one infinite reality. We are imagining it to be whatever we are imagining it to be. Waking, dream, deep sleep, past, present, future, me, the panchakoshas, the body, the relations, the possessions. All this is imagination. And if a person is not integrated enough, he will not be able to present the thought, because it's not that he is presenting, it's the self speaking to the self. That is the truth. But what is the communication that is coming out? If the mind, manasa, vacha, kaya are not integrated, synchronized, then the thoughts that are appearing, the words that are coming out, you are thinking something and the word is something else and you are acting some other way. Okay, you are talking, reading the book of Upanishad and then you are repeating the same words but without any experience. Still there is a disconnect because you yourself are not convinced about that which you are communicating. You are understanding? Why children don't listen to their parents? Because they see them as hypocrites, not following what they are telling and dictating. Ramakrishna Paramahansa was sitting. One lady came with her daughter, with their son, from 2, 5, 6, 10 kilometers away. So she caught bus and everything, saved some money. Why? And she came and told Ramakrishna Paramahansa that please tell my son that he should not eat too much sweets, otherwise his teeth will go. Ramakrishna Paramahansa told her, looked at the boy, looked at her. He said, come next week, or come after 6 weeks, or something like that, or 2 weeks. Then after 2 weeks she came again because she was devoted. He says to the boy, son, don't eat gulab jamun, rasgulla, okay? And the child said, yes, I will not eat. Then the mother was perplexed. She said, why did you not tell me last time? I had to again spend money and bring the boy here. He says, because I used to eat rasgulla and I practiced for 2 weeks not eating rasgulla. Now my words will have some power behind them. because I am myself not eating it. If this example is clear, who will be the best teacher? The one who is speaking about the Upanishads and is established in that vision, established in the self which the Upanishads are propagating, established in that self which the Upanishads indicate but cannot realize. Such a teacher, such a master, such a teacher, such a communicator will be the best one, isn't it? Because then every word of his will be potent, it will make an impact on our mind. Because that word coming from the teacher's mouth is coming with complete integrity, without any hypocrisy, without any doubt, with full abidance. But a common person, just because someone has a gift of the gab and he has got some money and he comes on the Astha channel or opens his own channel, and we think, oh, 100,000 people are sitting there and listening, and that becomes, oh, he must be a great Mahatma. It could be his prarabdha also. He must be the biggest crook. Some of them are behind bars. Look at what is happening all over the world in the churches. Everywhere there is a inquiry and a commission, and they find so much wrong going on in the churches with the young kids. Why? No integrity. Of who? Of the priests, of the bishops, and those who are wielding the authority. They call themselves God men. I'm not saying every one of them, but those and they have gone scot-free for decades. No integrity. But eventually it comes to haunt you. But they are at a position of power. Just now in Sydney, the Hillsong group, the founder, he is dead. But now his truth is coming out, and his son was also involved in it. So all the problem going on. And this is not just in one sect. In every religion this is going on. Look at that Nityananda Baba from Karnataka, or here some ashrams in Sydney, they got closed because there was some hanky-panky going on there. In every religion this is going on, because these fellows who are running it are not integrated. They are not in love with the truth. They are following the path of prayers. So a person who is following the path of prayers, person who is living a life of desire fulfillment, a person who is living the life at the sensory level, he cannot be available to the spirit. And such a person is teaching the scriptures. What are we going to understand? So if you are not understanding, blame the teacher. I think he's like this, he's like that. Oh, okay. Think. So here when he says, so when an unintegrated fellow communicates the truth of the scriptures, of the Upanishads, of the spirit, talks about the spirit to you, it doesn't make an impact on us. There is no transformation taking place in us. We don't feel pulled towards it. Like a person, like Carnatic music. You heard of Carnatic music? हाथ चलता रहता है. It's very technically perfect, but no devotion in it. But you listen to a person who is very devoted to the Lord and he sings a particular song. Listening to it, your tears start flowing. You have all experienced it sometime or the other. Why? That person is connected with the Lord in his heart. That's why his performance or his rendering of that song is making an impact on you. Whereas the other person also sang the same song, but nothing. Exactly the same way it's with Guru Maharaj or teachers also. A person with not well developed intellect. Why the intellect is not well developed? Because prayas marg, the path of pleasure, desire fulfillment is their way. So why they are doing these lectures, why they are giving, coming on TV? Money, name, fame, power. See? So such people with low intellect, unintegrated intellect, that which is not synchronized, when they communicate, that teaching is not able to bring about understanding in the mind of the listener. Whereas a great master who is established in the self, he doesn't even have to speak. He is sitting in silence like Ramana Maharishi, and you go into his sphere of energy, and just merely being in his presence, it clicks. No words are uttered. What a contrast. See? So our attention should be, so here what he is saying is that from such a person of low intellect, unsynchronized intellect, one cannot understand clearly. Is the first line. Ananya prokte gatiratra nasti aniyan hi atarkyam anupramanat. Then he says that see, two ways you can look at it. That if the acharya, that is the teacher, acharya means what? Acharya, we are acharyas. Who is acharya? Acharya is he who is walking the path of the truth. Acharati. He in his conduct, he is practicing all the tenets. he is maintaining that vision or doing his best to do that. He is living a disciplined life. He is dedicated to the truth. And that is his, disposition throughout the day. All activities are guided, prompted by contemplation on the truth. That is Acharya. Acharya may be realized, Acharya may be walking the path. Because realized masters are also Acharya. You take the Sringeri or take the Chandrasekhar Saraswati ji, they are all realized masters, yet they were teaching. So when we say Shankaracharya, Shankara Acharya, so from the parampara, from the lineage of Shankara, he is the next Acharya. He is called as the Shankaracharya. Who follows the tenets, practices, who is living an integrated life, a disciplined life, committed to the Sanatana Dharma, committed to this Prasthana Trayi, the Upanishads, Gita, Brahma Sutras. And not only just teaching, that is one part of it, but ever attentive towards the self as the self, in spite of all activities going on. See? Another way you can put it is a person who accepts the differences in life. When he teaches, understanding by the student will be difficult, because the teacher is maintaining the differences. He is maintaining the Bheda Drishti. But a person who is abiding in Abheda Drishti, a person who is abiding in the oneness of consciousness as the self, when such a person teaches, immediately the spark is lit. Immediately the spark is lit. Nahi, the Bhashya goes on. Oh, already. Nahi narena manushyena avarena proktaha avarena hinena prakruta buddhina iti etad ukta esha atma yam tvam mam pruchasi nahi sushtu samyag vigneyah विज्ञातुम शक्यः यस्मात् बहुधास्ति ना बहुधा अस्ति न अस्ति कर्ता अकर्ता शुद्धः अशुद्धः इति आद्यनेकधा चिन्त्यमानो वादिभिः. He says that why does it happen like this, that a person who is having a undeveloped intellect or intellect with differentiation, and the student is able to understand not straight away or finds it difficult to understand, and the person whose intellect is integrated, the student is able to understand better. In the end, you have to understand that Atma is not a topic of the intellect. You understand this part first. Atma aprapya manasa saha. Manasa means intellect. Intellect cannot conceptualize the self. But thinking about the self, it becomes completely integrated. Where the intellect gets integrated, it dissolves. Where it dissolves, self reveals, because self was always. So here the question is why so? So he says, because taught by a man of worldly understanding. Now you ask, you think what type of questions are coming from in our mind? Are we only coming to satsang for finding worldly solutions? Majority people that come to us are only asking for worldly solutions. Swamiji, bless us, we are going to India. Swamiji, आज ही किसी का फोन है. Swamiji, I introduced my one boy to my girl, and the girl says he hasn't traveled anywhere, he doesn't own any property, and I think he has not eaten Italian food, so he is not qualified for me. Can you please talk to her? Now, this I have to, a sannyasi, has to tell a young girl that this is not the right way approach. मजा देखो लाइफ का. So I get all my examples just sitting at home. I don't have to go anywhere. And where are the parents? In India. So what can I tell? I said, okay, I'll try to call her and let's see what happens afterwards. I can't tell what she's going to listen or not going to listen. I don't want to influence her. It's her life. So where is the attention? Where is the attention? Of whom? Of those parents. It is on daughter. Is it on the self? No. Where is my attention? Thank God I did not get married. All these issues would have come again. Because when Brahman, Atman, the truth is taught by a person of worldly understanding, and Nachiket has asked that question, isn't it? Tell me that. Some people say, is there life after death? Does the soul continue? Is the consciousness after death? Some say yes, some say no. So our Dharmaraj, the Lord of righteousness, the Lord Death, he says, O Nachiket, or he's saying that what you have asked, that is this Atman, it is an unknowable. But it is not unknowable, it is knowable. Meaning what? It cannot be known by any of the equipments, body, breath, mind, intellect, but it is knowable because you know yourself, you don't need to think that I am. So therefore it is knowable. Nobody has any doubt about themselves. And thus it is, and different people have different ways of approach, and they discuss about it, whether it exists or doesn't exist, whether he is a doer or not a doer, whether it is pure or not, and so, it is permanent or not permanent, it is changing or not changing. And all these debates, they keep going on and on and on and on. Then how can, here, Katham punah suvigneya iti uchyate, then how can the Atman be known very well? how will it be known? If it is beyond the scope of body, breath, mind, intellect, if it cannot be taught by a person only through intellect, if he is only talking through intellect, intellect is basis of intellect functioning is duality, ahamidam. A person with a view to duality can never communicate the Atman as it is. For that it was told, yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha by Taittiriya Upanishad. It is not a concept of the intellect. It is not an imagination of the intellect. Then how katham punah suvigneya iti uchyate? Then how can it be communicated? That which is not communicable. This is the conundrum. See? He says, Ananya prokte ananyena aprithag darshina acharyena pratipadya brahmatma bhutena prokta ukta atmani gatihi अनेकधा अस्ति न अस्ति इत्यादि लक्षणा चिंता गतिरत्रास्मिन् आत्मनि न अस्ति न विद्यते सर्व विकल्प गति प्रत्यय सर्व विकल्प गति तमितत्वाद आत्मनः सर्व विकल्प गति प्रत्यय tam iti, no, not iti, there tam itatvad atmanah kuch hoga. So what does he say? He says, if the Atman, if the self, the topic of the self is not a topic, self is you. If the self is taught by a teacher, by an acharya who is free from the notions of duality, meaning he is established in the self. He is at one ment with the reality, with his essential nature. Then in his communication, there will not be an iota of doubt when he is communicating. Nisargadatta Maharaj went to attend one satsang, heard Tattvamasi, came and meditated and contemplated on Tattvamasi. You, teacher told you, you are that. He realized, I am that. He has never studied scriptures. He has never studied Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Puranas, nothing, because he was 8th pass. Never he has opened any scripture. Only one satsang. But once he came to know, I am that. Read the book, I am that. Read the book, I am that. What he speaks is the essence of all the scriptures. What do? We are like parrots. Pick it up from the book, open our mouth, vomit it out. He is a real teacher. That is the quality of a teacher that we want. If his disposition is that of duality, he can never do justice to the knowledge, to the self, to the Atman, to the Brahman, to the reality in his communication. If he is established in the truth himself and the phenomena is going on, that what phenomena expresses will be nothing but the truth. This is called Sanatana Dharma. This is called the eternal way of life. Eternal righteousness. Dharma here, righteousness. So then, in such a person, the doubt that reality is there or reality is not there, that reality is, there's nothing called reality, it is inside or outside, it is the world or not the world, it is God or not the God. All this phaltu, these all unanswered questions are no longer in him, because he has come to the source and he is the source. So when the source is communicating, how can there be any doubt? How can there be any doubt? How can there be confused communication? There will not be. It will be clarity. Ramana Maharshi took it one step further. In his presence, people got clarity through silence. See? And here we are, talking and talking, satsang after satsang after satsang after satsang, and questions don't stop. When you have to, if I ask any one of you, can you tell me something about your life from childhood till today? I guarantee you will be unstoppable for a few hours. And if I ask you, can you tell something about that person X? Swamiji, give me a few days. I have to research, I have to find out. How come you have to do research? How come about yourself you didn't have to do research? Because direct experience. Your life is your direct experience. Someone else's life is not your direct experience. So you need to collect data. You need to collect the right words, not to offend, not to judge. But when it comes to your story, hey, there is no end. Nobody asks me that question. Thank you for asking. Do you have few hours? Longer the life, longer the story. So don't go to old people and make the mistake of asking that question. Big, long. Exactly the same way. A person, a teacher who has had the direct experience of the self, he doesn't need any reference like Nisargadatta Maharaj, like Ramakrishna Paramhams, like Neem Karoli Baba, like Satya Sai Baba. He never studied any scriptures. Ammachi never studied any scriptures. Yet the words that they utter are nothing but scriptures. Their words are coming from direct realization. Their words are not coming from incomplete knowledge. They have complete knowledge about themselves. Then the words that they are communicating. And when this teacher is teaching, and what is the vision of the self? What is the vision of reality? The vision of reality is everything is reality. Ekameva dvitiya nanasti kinchana. From the reality point of view, from the water's point of view, I alone am. Water can't even say I am everything, because everything will presuppose that there is something else other than itself. I alone am. Purnamada Purnamidam. So what is the vision of reality? Of the one who is established in the self? I alone am. Then who is he teaching? To himself. Where is he teaching? In this world. What is this world? Self alone. When everything is self, will he find any difficulty to communicate? He is not even communicating, it is happening. Just like mirror is not reflecting. If someone comes in front of it, it is natural for the mirror to reflect, isn't it? Such is the realized master. From the reality point of view, from the self point of view, there is nothing else to know, because it alone is. How wonderful. So when we talk about Brahma Vidya, when we talk about Atma Vidya or Atma Gyan, in English, knowledge of reality or knowledge of self, it is this. That Atman, the self alone is. Other than self, nothing else is there. It's homogeneous self. When I am talking to you, self is talking to the self. That should be our. So when you are talking to your husband, self talking to the self. When husband is talking to wife, self talking to self. But our attention is on relationships. Our attention is on our body. Our attention is on the gender. Our attention is on our security. Our attention is on our an n number of things, except the common denominator. And the common denominator is the self. And this teacher has realized. See, Dharmaraj, the Lord of Death, is communicating about the self, yet doing the job description of being the Lord of Death. Understand? I wish, and he told before, I wish I was like you. I wanted this position. I wanted to be the Lord of righteousness. I wanted to conquer death. I wanted to make sure who goes to hell and who goes to heaven. I wanted to know dharma. I wish I was like you, Nachiket, that I didn't want power, I didn't want knowledge. That's why the Lord of Death is in love. Every teacher is waiting for a qualified student like Nachiket. Every teacher is waiting. Tapon Maharaj waited for so many years. Towards the end of his life, Chinmayananda came into his life. See, Ramakrishna Paramahansa lived all his life. Towards the end of his life, Vivekananda came into his life as a disciple. See, Yukteswar Giri, for him, Yoganand Paramahamsa Yogananda came into his life. And we can go on. Every teacher has his. He's waiting for that one. It's not a mass communication. No. Yes, you are teaching. Tapan Maharaj taught so many students, but ever waiting for that one special one. He can't create that. The student must be available, ready to grasp, so that everything can be poured into him. He has to be empty. Are we of that caliber? When we are in the company of masters? Oh, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Swami.